Hello and welcome to another set of turns of Dominions 5. I'm the False God. We are playing today as Pangea in our team game, our Disciples match. Headed up to turn 16. More gold from Satis. As I had mentioned in the prior turn, Satis had lots and lots of money. So we're perfectly happy to take and spend their money. Someone has captured the Throne of Fortune. We can check who that is. I don't remember which god that is, to be honest. We found a well of white water. That's either 1 or 2 water gems, I believe. We did manage to get the throne, or not throne, but a fort relinquished to us so that we could build a cheap lab on it. So that's fun. We see a battle for Yomi. This might be our first. Cannot remember. It's got a flask of holy water. So attack, defense, strength, combat speed, invulnerability, and undead leadership. So kind of a stats bless plus invulnerability. So perfectly scary. He's got a pretty good amount of stuff here. It looks like he's fighting into some heavy cavalry, or cataphracts really. The Oni is not fighting, it's just a caster at present, throwing out fire darts, which are, oof. I think these are probably mercenary longbows, but this is exactly how you want to fight cavalry, is throw mercenary units in front of it. But still very dangerous. He's whittling it down though. And then these guys in the back are dealing probably, pretty good damage on these Bakemono. But they're ultimately going to rout off the field here. These guys like crippled? What the heck? Yes, oh, they are crippled, okay. I was like, they are moving slowly. Lost 14 Bakemono, and then some Longbowmen and Ogres. And then here, Ubar takes a fight against a lot of elephants. This is right next to his capital. It's a tough one to have 10 elephants next to your cap. He's got to try and whack these guys down before these guys get distracted on the back here. He's getting through them. The elephants look like they've got a rout soon. Yeah, elephants have routed, but they're gonna, looks like probably be dead before. Yeah, not gonna make it anywhere anyway. And then he's gonna go ahead and finish chopping through everybody else. He lost 1 Jin, so not so bad. We went ahead and gave this province to Sorrow. This is not an attack. As part of just a sort of general peace agreement. We didn't go for a nap, but this province has 1,000 population. So we weren't like super keen on holding it. And we weren't quite ready to determine we weren't sure where we were going to war yet. So we didn't want to, we decided we were willing to give up a little bit to avoid a war. Famine strikes again. And some gems. Gems are nice. And then luck is up by 1 worldwide, which does not help us as we are already luck 3. So I think this is probably a pretty quiet turn for us. We're going to go ahead and build the lab here, as we said we would, because we get cheap labs. So that's nice. Still trying to call back the disciple. Other than that, we're sort of just researching and scouting. It's going to be tough. Let's see. I don't know if we see anything good with our scouts. Caught that Yomi fight. You can see Rus over here. I believe at this point we heard that Baratos was dying, or at least in big trouble. They were under attack by Team Agartha, Femoria, and Marverni. So we're trying to get some scouts over here to see what the action is. And given that there really isn't anything else going on this turn, let's just go ahead and jump to that turn. Turn 16 and see if we can see what we can see. We can discuss strategy just as easily in 16 as we can from where we are. More money from Satis. Oh, that was 16. Okay, we need to go to 17. My mistake. 17. Okay, we did still get more money from Satis, so that's, I can see why I thought that might be reasonable. We finished Alt 3, and we're going to get... we finished Enchantment 1. We found a Fungus Forest and an Animist's Hut, which is a pair of Nature Gems and an Animist, but unless we're looking for Ivy Kings, this is something we already have in spades. We do not need more nature. We do get some battles, though. We can catch a Gartha here with Magma Kids. And he's up against some Shadows and Darkness Demons, Fiends of Darkness, and a Shade Lord. Now, these guys are not sacred, but this guy probably is. I think he torched his own guy here. Let's go ahead and we'll watch that one again. I think he has these Magma Kids on Guard Commander, and this guy does not have fire resistance. Now he cast Resist Fire. It's a good start. Now he has fire resistance, but only fire resistance 5. Maybe he could die from like arrows or something though. Maybe I just didn't see it. That Shade Lord does have still only 5. Has a bow. Some kind. Iron Skin. Banishment. Let's see. What guy did him? He got hit by a shade. Okay. The shade just kind of the targeting of the squares kind of threw me off. But yeah, he gets killed by the shade, and so he's going to lose all these Magma Kids, and is not successful overall. Here we get a fight from Ubar. He's trying to avenge his god and fight these Trogs, which he's going to do pretty successfully, I think. Yeah. Plenty of flyers to beat the Trogs. Who else won? And here's what I was sort of talking about and why we jumped. Femoria is attacking Baratos on Baratos. We can see Mubi, the golden calf, is here. And he's got a shock resistance ring, which is plus 15. He was already plus 25, so he is very shock resistant. And he's got some high paths, but probably a question as to how much magic he has access to. And on Femoria's side, we've got Fomorian Kings, or just the one king, actually. Yeah, just the one king, actually. But some Fomorian Giants and some others. And these guys, like I said, magic weapons, defense, regen, blood vengeance, and fortitude. So they're pretty strong. And then he's got lots of his unmarked, who are also blessable. So that's a lot of blood vengeance and etc. for this small group of Baratons to deal with. Really, right, you need the god here to win this fight for you. The god has 30 protection, which is quite a lot. These guys are swinging for 23, so probably not enough. Oh, there are 2 kings. Fast forward a little bit. Wait for them to make contact. He's got flying shot. Unfortunately, I think for Baratos, it's too early for him to have a lot of research available for this god to do much. Even if he can survive. Getting hit for 22? No, but he has been hit for 1. 1. So he can't be harassed down because he's already at 0, so it doesn't matter. And he's not going to take damage quickly, but there's a lot of attacks coming in, and we can see that he is, in fact, dying pretty fast, just, from these little chips. And there goes Mubi, the golden calf, god of Baratos. We lose all of our taxes, get some defense, and there's a false prophet. So, at this point in the game, we can see Baratos has no tiles left. It's unclear what they originally had, given that, like, Vanheim is their teammate and owns everything around their capital that isn't still independent. But we can see Marverni's here. We can see Femoria, obviously, is here. Clearly, this is incredibly bad for Baratos. I believe at this time we were also told by Team Agartha that They wanted us to fight and kill, or go after Vanheim because they stated they didn't want to be too big, and they thought that that would be easy for us to do. I'm sure they when they sent us the message basically made it sound like the war was over. All that's left is for the mop up to happen. So we thought about it. We just said, okay, we can fight Vanheim, right? Like I said in one of the previous episodes, they only have the one border with us, so it's hard for other people to really intervene. Like his teammates are clearly Baratos is dead, but it's hard for TNN to get in here also. And we've got access to a number of border provinces. So we went ahead, we had a nap with them, and we sent a declaration that we're ending our nap to Vanheim, who came back and was like, could you not? And he promised that he was taking the fight to Agartha and TNN, and that as soon as he essentially was expended in that regard, he would give us a heads up, and then we can just take all of his lands then. And what we determined was, we also, Roos is desperately trying to, Roos invited us into a coalition against the Hellblessed Nation, on the logic, right, that they're very strong early and they might get a runaway lead. I think that this map is big enough that we're not interested in doing that. Right, Hellblessed, you don't want to fight early, right? That's when they're at their strongest. They're not going to scale. I don't know if we can see Agartha's scales anywhere, but they're absolutely terrible. Maybe we've seen them before, but they're hideous. They've got death. So they're very Hellblessed. So our thought is we'll just go ahead and keep scaling, and we can fight them later. When we have access to anti-magic for their damage reversal and all kinds of big spells, etc., etc. We decided we were not interested in fighting them early. And given that we had agreed to eat Vanheim later, we then set our sights on Team Blood. I think like either this turn or next turn. We're starting to get on our way towards that as our operating plan, and we have no nap with them, so we can strike without warning. And we do have, Ubar has flyers, so they can do some deep strikes. They can raid pretty hard on the first turn. We have stealthy units, so we can raid pretty hard when we get to our first turn. Satis is going to sort of have to do it the old-fashioned way, but Satis is also up against what we think is probably their strongest member at this point in the game. They just have the Aryapada are strong, and they're the least reliant on getting a blood economy set up. And so we're just hoping, Satis really just has to sort of try and fight them to a stalemate while we win, hopefully, against the other weaker, at least early game nations. So in terms of that, we're recruiting more White Centaur, Pan, more leaders, etc. We're out site searching. I don't think we're doing anything too cool, probably. We're giving back there. We're giving this back. Giving this back over to Satis. Now that we've built a cheap lab, kind of one of the neat little disciple synergies you can get access to. So that is turn 17. I think we have time. Yeah, we have plenty of time. Let's go ahead and jump into turn 18. All right. I guess we'll look at research again too while we're at it. Silver Throne has been claimed. We found Imperial Quarry and the Garden of Frozen Flowers. I believe this is Earth and Water. Yep. We gave this back to Satis. We can see a battle between TNN and PD, I think. Mostly. Marverni's PD. I think, are these Tuatha? No, She-Warriors. Still, should probably be enough, led by this She-Lord. Even in the dark. These guys don't have dark vision. But they do have this very scary bless. So, I mean, that's definitely not PD. I don't know why I thought it was PD. Yeah, they're going to get crushed. Absolutely crushed. They lost the She-Lord on the Warriors, and they killed nothing. The Caveman is what made me think he was PD. Ubar gets attacked by a Fire Drake. I don't really know how that works. He goes for an Air Shield. Unlikely to do anything against a Fire Drake. And then he goes for Blessing, which is not going to do anything against a non-sacred Fire Drake. And then here comes Fireball, but luckily he's resistant 25. Storm Power, just in case somebody in this combat puts Storm up, and then he gives him a good solid whack. And then I think, more Fire Breath. It doesn't work. Is that his old? No, he has also got a Bite. This is like the two dumbest units of all time fighting. Water Gems. We found a Magic Site. The Deepest Caverns, but it came with Trogs who killed us. And we lost some people. So we got to go take back our province here, which we're going to do. And then on that, I think we're still just prepping for our war. And recruiting more stuff. Disciple calling. Yep. All right, 18 is pretty quiet. Let's go to 19. I don't remember. It's been a little while, so I don't remember what turn precisely sort of things start heating up. More money from Sadis. 4 magic sites here. 1, 2, 3, 4. But only 4 gems. On the other hand, we do get... So pale ones are garbage. That's really not helpful. But 25 gold for a mine. And then another 75 gold. So this is like our most valuable province now besides our capital, I think. 100 is close. Yeah, 121. Yes. This is now our most valuable province. This 2,000 population mine. So that's pretty funny. We're moving around. Still site searching. Our god came online. I don't remember if I mentioned when that happened or not. But he doesn't really have anything to do. The forest has grown wild. This was bad. We killed the Trogs, no problem. We found an iron mine, which is like the worst kind of mine for us. Be much happier with a money mine. I don't think there's too much else going on. I moved my scouts off of what was happening over here, it looks like. I think, he's moving over here. Yeah. Maybe I was too soon in when we said we were going to attack these guys. Maybe we're still planning on doing that. So, unclear. Pretty quiet turn again, though. We're kind of just waiting for a war to start. We'll head to 20. Should have to... Yeah, 20 will probably be the last one for this episode, but... This is kind of the turns, right? Where... Oh, we should talk about research. We'll talk about research before I forget. So we finished Enchantment 3. What we're looking for out of Enchantment 3 is really Strength of Giants. Regeneration is okay, but its area of effect is pretty small. But it's not nothing. But mainly, we're here for Strength of Giants, which we can cast with an extra gem on our pans that happen to have Earth 2. This is, for those who watched way back at the beginning, right, when I took Conjuration 3 so that I would have access to the Strength of the Earth, or whatever, summon Earth power, so that I could then use the Enchantment 3 buff. And a lot of people pointed out, right, that it makes a lot more sense to have access to the buff, and you can use a gem if you need it, as opposed to having access to the thing that makes it not need a gem, but you don't even have the thing yet. So we went ahead and did it this way this time. And then we're going to go up Alt 4 for Swarm, and then Alt 5 for Mother Oak, and Wooden Warriors. Wooden Warriors is our big spell to fight with, I think. That's going to be what we're really looking for to take a first war. Besides that, though, we've just got scouts moving. I think this is the we from the scout movement. It definitely looks like we've made the determination that we're not going to fight Vanheim this turn, and instead are going to go after Team Blood because all the scouts are sort of moving in that direction now. That's probably coming up relatively soon. I think I like our matchup against Team Blood. I think we're probably, or maybe a turn or two. I think we're a little bit slow, right? It's turn 20. I think that we could have gone a little bit harder and gotten there a little bit faster if we'd been more committal. But it sort of is what it is. Let's go ahead. We haven't looked at the score graphs in a little bit. We can see I am the smallest, just slightly. I think each of these is like one province. Satis is just the largest, and then Ubar, and then us. We also have the fewest forts. Satis actually has less income than we do, but they have the luck of an insane person. They're playing with luck 10. Gem income, Satis in the lead. Our research sucks. I guess it's not okay. Our research eventually is going to suck in comparison to everybody else, and it doesn't suck yet. We do have the largest army, though, which is sort of our plan, right? Our army is supposed to be large enough to dissuade others from attacking us or to fight and protect us from key enemies. So that's the idea. So yeah, a couple quiet turns, but we're going to be at this point looking to fight into Team Blood, and what we're going to need to do that. So I'm going to be up against Xibalba for the most part. And we'll cover exactly what I guess Xibalba has access to as we get a little bit closer. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining me. I will see you all in the next one. Have a nice day.